We are starting a new weekly fashion challenge series here, and guess what? It's all free. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new weekly series of fashion challenges that are actually going to be a week long each. And if you'd like to join in, I would love to have your input, so please leave your comments. And if you've tried any of these challenges in the past before, let us know and help us out with some of your tips and tricks in the comments below. All right, this week is going to be dresses. Now, bear with me, I do have to do a little bit of explaining of why we decided to do this challenge. Mainly, it's because of frustration. Many of us trying to go shopping these days, we are finding that the prices are going up and getting more and more confusing, by the way, with a lot of digital pricing. And when we have to return online shipping, we are being charged these days. So that in itself is one side of it. The other side is I feel like the quality of the clothing is going down at a rapid pace. Now, the third reason is our closets are so underutilized. Many of us have full closets of items that we love, but sometimes we just get in our comfort zones and forget to wear what we actually have. So I decided that this week we are going to do dresses. Now, how do we go about this weekly challenge? Well, let me show you. Now, if you don't have a bunch of dresses in your closet or you just don't wear them at all, that's okay. This week's challenge just may not be for you, or maybe you have skirts or something else like this that you can challenge yourself to wear for the week. The first thing we need to do is pull out all of the dresses that we think are reasonable to wear for that week, meaning your weather and is dependent on that. Also, what your lifestyle is like. I'm not pulling out any extra fancy dresses because quite frankly, I have a pretty chill week. So I did get some what I would call work appropriate for the jobs that I do and for my everyday living. So all of my what I call everyday dresses are here. I have about 10 of them. And then we want to really set ourselves up for success. And I think two things that are very important with doing that are undergarments and making sure everything is steamed. So once you get your dresses into an area that you feel comfortable seeing and having front and center, you're definitely going to want to steam anything that needs to be steamed. And if you haven't worn one or two of them for a little while, you may do a quick try on or make sure that the buttons and everything is there before you get upset at 6:30 in the morning because your dress, is missing 3 buttons and you can't wear what you thought you were going to wear. So take care of all of that quickly ahead of time, just do a quick run through. Make sure that they're all front and center, and then we need to decide on undergarments. Now, this is very, very important because I will give you an example. This dress, for example, seems harmless enough. It's a long midi dress. If I threw a jacket or a cardigan over it, I would be golden. But if it's hot and I have to take off anything that I have underneath, this dress cuts in quite a bit and it has a hollow triangle in the back. So I cannot wear a lot of particular bra styles with this dress. So I am going to have to think this one through or decide if I need to buy another set of stickies or something like that for this dress. Or I can get a little creative and maybe put something underneath it and actually just change the look of the dress altogether and make it very work appropriate. So that's something that we need to think about. As far as undergarments as well, you can do things like cakes, just make sure you have everything that you need, all the proper undergarments. And I like comfortable undergarments. I don't want to wear a week's worth of suck you in Spanx, right? I don't think any of us want to do that. That alone would make me not want to do this challenge. So I did have to go and check and make sure that I had the appropriate undergarments that are comfortable and lightweight and breathable and really just make me feel like I want to wear a dress, right? So let's not torture ourselves this week, ladies. We got enough going on in life, right? So get your dresses, prep them. That really shouldn't take that long, especially if you kind of have them in your regular rotation. Then again, we want to decide what the weather's going to be, where we have to wear these, and what else we need to do to prep that. So I did do a quick grab of things that I know are going to work with many of these dresses. So I'll just give you a couple quick examples. I have a fun black dress that is from Walmart last year, but it's a tank dress, right? It's got just like literally a tank top midi dress. So sometimes I feel like that can be a little, you know, in some circumstances, or if it's cold. So I pulled out just like a fitted lace top that I had that I could slide underneath it. I grabbed a vest that I could throw on top of it if I want to kind of spice it up a little bit. And then of course, blazers, jean jackets, those types of things. Also, never underestimate a white button-down shirt, button-up shirt, if you want to call it. I happen to have a cropped one. I love this. I use this as kind of a lightweight jacket a lot of times, but I also have used it to button up over many of these dresses to kind of give it that skirt and shirt look. And this easily makes it appropriate if you need to go into a house of worship, if you need to go to work, if you're like a teacher or something, or a semi-casual environment, or if you're just going to brunch with friends. This kind of gets cold sometimes at a restaurant. I could just take this with me, throw it on as a jacket, and go. So make sure you have the appropriate clothing accessories to go with your dresses to set you up for success. And bonus, if you have just like one and done dresses that are like built in, have everything you need, what's easier than that? Especially when it's 6 in the morning and you haven't had your coffee yet. Throw on your easiest dress, cute shoes, and get out the door. Speaking of shoes, that's another thing we want to talk about. Now, I used to be the school of thought of, if I'm wearing like a feminine dress, then I have to go all in on feminine. And that would kind of scare me, and I didn't know why. Well, it's because I don't dress very feminine by nature. I actually like to kind of make it a little bit androgynous, or kind of just toughen it up just a tiny bit. So do whatever you need to do with your dresses to make them feel good for you. So for me, for example, I am okay with wearing this dress by itself today, but I threw on some just chunky Birkenstocks. Because why? These are just easy and comfortable to me, and they make me feel like I'm not trying too hard. Also, I threw on a red necklace today, and I'll tell you why. It's because as much as I love this dress, shout out to my hubby. He just bought it for me for Mother's Day. So good. It's Reformation. I'll put it in the description box below if you want a link, but that's not the point of the video. But this color, sometimes I feel like can be a little washy out on me. So I grabbed a red necklace, put it on, good to go. I feel a little brightened up here. I've got my comfy shoes on. You know, there you go. The other things that you can do with your dresses, if you kind of want to dress them down, if you're just not super feminine, you know what? It's okay to throw a baseball hat on if you want to, or wear tennis shoes. I have a couple of fun pairs of tennis shoes that we can wear. You can just keep it super simple. Don't feel like if you have a nicer dress on that you have to wear the nicer shoes. I will tell you, I wear flip-flops, nude flip-flops, 90% of the time with so many of my dresses. You can also get really creative and really have fun with your dresses. One of my favorite things I like to do is I wear this, and I feel like this is a fairly feminine dress. It's just got some tiers. It's got like a balloon sleeve. It's just got a lot of femininity going on with it. Well, one of my favorite things to do with it is to throw green cowboy boots on with it, and that just completely makes me feel more comfortable and extremely stylish, and I don't feel like I'm having to wear high heels with my dress. Another quick note with some of our dresses is that sometimes they've been in our closet so long that we're like, is this even in style anymore? Is this trendy? What do I do with it? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do with that. Well, consider putting, if it's, a colder weather day, just a trendy kind of fun sweatshirt over it, and doing a little tuck or knot it up somehow, and then completely change the look altogether and make it look like it's two pieces. Or if it's something a little more basic and you're not really sure what to do, maybe hit up some of the actual trends that are going on. So the first time I wore this dress, I really wasn't sure how to style it. So I just grabbed one of my tried and true handkerchief Oh my gosh, I just dated myself, right? Is this called a scarf, not a handkerchief? And I just tied it up around my neck, and there you go. I hit a major trend, and I was wearing one of my dresses. Super easy. Last thing I wanted to mention about this challenge is that there's no hard and fast rules to it. And the joy of doing these types of challenges is that you still have access to your entire closet and your dressers and everything else that you usually use in your own home. Not to mention, if it stops working for you, or if there's a day that it doesn't work for you, guess what? You don't have to do it. Let me give you an example. Yesterday was the day I was supposed to start my own challenge, and I failed. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. I realized that I had an extensive dentist appointment yesterday, and I was actually a little bit nervous about this, which I'm normally not. But I knew I'd be in the car for quite a while. I knew that the dentist appointment was going to take a long time, and I knew that dentist appointments often come with like colder temperatures. I did not feel like being super ladylike in a little dress like this on the dentist chair for 2 hours while I was kind of sweating it out. So I thought, guess what? Tomorrow, I'm going to not wear a dress to the dentist. I put on my most comfortable pants. I put on a lightweight, really cozy sweater, and I dressed for the emotion and I dressed for the event. And I have no regrets. I'm so glad I wore that to the dentist, and I started my challenge today because today was a better day to start. And if tomorrow doesn't work and I have field day with kids at a school, then I may not wear a fancy dress. I may put some shorts or jeans on and go. So it's okay. These challenges are just to help get our creative juices flowing and use the things that are in our closets in a better way and in a more creative way, and help us enjoy what we have and maybe spend a little less money. That does it for today's video. I hope that you'll join me on this weekly challenge. This is my first day wearing a dress. I've got 6 or 7 more days to go, and I'm really, really looking forward to playing with what's in my closet and coming up with some fun outfits. All right, let me know in the comments below if this is something you're gonna do with me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe before you go. And until next time, I'll see you soon.